Today on the Anime Zone, a review of Fate Zero, an anime epic about 7 teams of mages in a battle royale to the death. It's dark, it's gritty, it's enthralling, and most importantly, it's the rare breed of anime that's mature enough to have absolutely no random fan service. Oh wait. No homo. The Fate franchise is a series of games and novels made by Japanese game developer Type Moon, whose most notable works include Kare no Kyokai, Tsukihime, and of course the Fate series, with Fate Stay Night being the most popular of the franchise. So popular in fact that it spawned an anime adaptation in 2006, despite the original source material being actually based on an electronic Japanese adult visual novel. I said an electronic Japanese adult hentai games. Thank you. My first run-in with the Fate series was with the Fate Stay Night anime. A solid action show set in modern times starring a red-headed protagonist so full of shit, he could have easily taken the award for world's most cliched dick-riding hero if not for him spouting out some epic inspirational speeches about how people die if they are killed. Fact. The whole anime was entertaining but medical at best, with nothing really standing out except for an interesting concept and a main character that was exceptionally idiot. So when I first heard of Fate Zero, I was rather reluctant to give it a go in fear of encountering more medical characters, predictable stories, and cheesy heroic philosophy that at times bordered cheesy heroic retardedness. Oh how wrong I was. Fate Zero is the prequel to Fate Stay Night made by Ufotable and is set 10 years before the events of that anime. It follows the stories of 7 different mages as they battle each other in a conflict dubbed the Holy Grail War, with each mage in the war being able to summon a single servant to assist in battle. A legendary hero that has become famous through the ages either from real historic events or through notable legends. The winner of the Holy Grail War is able to obtain the Holy Grail, a magical vessel that is able to grant any wish for both the winning master and servant. That's right, it's a 7-on-7 tag team battle royale with historic heroes passed down through legends. You get the point. The main characters in this anime come in 2 categories. The 7 mages, dubbed the Masters, are 7 people chosen by the Holy Grail to take part in the war, who can range from an assassin, to a priest, to a serial killer, to a pussy. And the 7 servants, including such heroic spirits such as King Arthur and Alexander the Great. They are split into classes called Caster, Assassin, Lancer, Berserker, Saber, Rider, Archer, Loner, Stoner, Fucker, Quagmire, Alvin, and Barack Obama, each with their own personalities and special abilities that they can use in battle. Did you get all that? No? Well, if you really want to know what the battles end up like, it basically boils down to something along the lines of this.
Look at me! Look at me! I am hero!
Hey, Overalls, you suck!
God save the Queen! Good Lord, you fight like a woman!
You big-head wankers! Bang! Here's a schematic for you. My ass!
That was an amazing killing spree! By the other team! I'm drunk!
Yes, there are many battles throughout the series, ranging from all-out free-for-alls to one-on-one duels to complex mind games, which all look absolutely fantastic, considering that this series is seemingly made with a budget that can buy Belgium, resulting in near cinematic quality animation. But the one thing that makes the tournament work so well is the lack of an obvious main character, and thus final winner. And that's why I'm avoiding any character descriptions. Okay, characters will die off as people die if they are killed. And some characters get more focused as the story progresses, with this being a battle royale, but on the outset, careful attention is given to each character. Everyone has different agendas, motivations, along with a multitude of tactics to win the war, and the show does well to portray that there is no right way to come out victorious. It becomes less of a clash between good and evil as we are so used to seeing, but more of a clash of ideology, with each character having different ideals, including the masters and their servants. A big theme with the series is the concept of chivalry and what it means to be a hero. Do you become a hero of justice, upholding your codes of honor and fighting for the good of, well, good? Do you take all the bloodshed on your own shoulders as a dark lone wolf and become the hero that Gotham deserves? Or do you simply sit around being an arrogant prick in your glowing gold armor like the world's most glamorous douchebag? Because all the characters are so well written, it's entertaining to just see the relationships and interactions of the cast due to everyone's own ideals. Some master-servant combos become instant BFFs, some hate each other when they are forced to work together, others form secret alliances, and one includes a bromance between enemies where one of the bros is a, girl. Every character is given a purpose and becomes part of an intricate web of relations with every other character that just makes every interaction all the more interesting, not to mention the way they develop over the course of the show. Of course, there are some standout characters in the series, most notably being Ryder, whose charisma steals every moment he's on screen and has more awesome stored in his beard alone than any other character to come out of anime in recent years.
His beard alone has experienced more than a lesser man's entire body.
Not to demerit any of the battle scenes, as the action in Fate Zero is a thrilling spectacle in its own right, and those looking for just some awesome action and fighting will not be disappointed with some of the amazing set pieces in the show. This is helped with a soundtrack that is great at getting your heart racing and of course doing an amazing job with giving the entire series a grand scale and epic feel during its high points, which it does by using the oldest trick in the book of adding epic choirs to everything, which is a trick that works so well you could basically just add the soundtrack to any brawl and it will sound epic. It's a rare anime indeed, breaking out of a lot of tropes set by recent anime, redefining what it means to be a hero, having basically minimal fan service, and being an anime set in modern times where no single character has anything to do with high school. No, seriously, if there's one word you can use to describe Fate Zero, is that it's mature. All the characters barring one are fully grown adults, and it never assumes that the audience is stupid. The tactics used are actually smarter than anything portrayed in other shows such as Code Geass, but it's done in a much subtler way, and not so obviously spelt out for the audience to fawn over it, but it's definitely smart enough to make the series feel like a 7-way mind game, with an exciting story full of twists and turns. Couple this with the scales of the battles and you have yourself an epic. Yes, this series is an epic, a word that has been recently lost in the internet generation ever since some kid with a keyboard decided that anything more entertaining than a fucking cat could be dubbed epic. It's Odysseus defeating the warriors of Troy, the battling of kings in Game of Thrones, or the adventures of a group of midgets in their quest to toss some jewelry into a volcano to defeat a gigantic eyeball. Fate Zero excels in basically every aspect with animation and action out of this world, a great soundtrack, an engaging story with memorable characters and clever writing that it almost reaches its ambitious scale and becomes the perfect anime. Almost. While the series could have been a complete masterpiece, there's one glaring fault that cannot be overlooked, especially considering everything that it's trying to achieve, and that is the unfortunate shackle to the Fate series itself. The entire world of the Holy Grail War is a complex, deep backdrop with enough rules to make the Death Note look like a colouring book, and it can get quite confusing at times for those not already familiar with the franchise. Each character has enough backstory to warrant a lecture, and because Fate Zero tried to appeal to newbies of the franchise, they took the term storytelling quite literally, as the first episode is a 40-minute long boring exposition where the series so subtly tells you the entire backstory, they might as well have just hired David Attenborough to make a bloody documentary of the war, because it fucking felt like one. And even then it wasn't enough, since there were times in the latter part of the show where I couldn't fully appreciate everything that was happening on screen, because I didn't pay attention in my bloody history lessons, and didn't know the full backstory of some of the servants, which the series assumes that you should know. This shackle unfortunately also transfers to the ending, since the show is forced to set things up for its pre-existing sequel, Fate Stay Night, rather than having an awesome climactic ending of its own, which is a shame because I thought it would actually benefit from being a standalone project. It's as if during the final episode the series was trying to tell us, guys, we know we made something amazing, but in case you've forgotten, we have a retarded half-brother we have to take care of. Bye! Leaving us with quite an anticlimactic ending. Overall, Fate Zero is not only one of the best anime to come out in recent years, but is one of the most all-round balanced anime I've ever seen. It has such a widespread appeal, I could recommend it to basically anyone, since almost every aspect of it gets top marks, barring the info dump of the first episode and the anticlimactic last episode, which could prevent it from getting a perfect score, but it dances so close to perfection with such an ambitious and difficult series to pull off that I could almost forgive it. It's epic, it's captivating, and it looks amazing. An anime like this is a bloody rarity, and it really should not be missed. Currently, Fate Zero is only available through imported Blu-rays at a very hefty price, or you can just watch it free on Crunchyroll. You can also go to crunchyroll.com/theanimezone for a free fortnight of premium membership. So, what are you waiting for? Go watch it now, otherwise I will see to it that you will get killed so hard you will die to death, cause people die if they are killed!
Fact.